Thank you to our sponsor, Shopify. Shopify makes it easy for you to shop exactly the way you want to. Customize your online store to your style with gorgeous, flexible templates and powerful tools. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/IDK. All lowercase. That's Shopify, shopify.com/IDK. Now to grow your business, no matter what stage you're at, shopify.com/IDK.
Socks. Gloves. What was invented first? And do the original socks have toes? You might find out, and I don't know about that, with Jim Jefferies. Well,
you don't think socks were invented before gloves?
okay, I'll do it another way. Mittens. Do you reckon mittens got in before gloves? And have you owned a pair of mittens?
I have.
They're fun. You feel like a crab.
I enjoyed them.
I would assume mittens came first.
Have you seen the mittens where obviously some mum designed this? They got a bit of string that goes through your jacket, round your back, so the two mittens stay together.
Yeah.
Because you keep on losing your fucking mittens. Don't come back from school without your fucking mittens. I've attached a bit of string on between, but the other kids are picking on me. Well, until you learn to take care of your things, no more mittens. Mittens was the name of their cat, and she just held it over a bucket like this.
It says gloves were invented first, but our guest is, we'll meet him formally later, but Chad Kroeger's here today.
Chad's a comedian. Chad's a very funny comedian. Let's advertise our gigs. Chad's a comedian as well. You got any gigs to promote?
I mean, this is coming out July 30th?
Yeah.
I don't know my gigs yet, but you can go chadjt.com.
Well, you haven't got gigs in July 30th ready to go?
No.
What?
We're taking July and August off.
Oh, okay. So you're taking time off.
We'll be back in the fall.
Right.
But I think we'll be in Austin and North Carolina for sure.
ChadandJT.com, you said.
ChadandJT.com.
Yeah, we'll promote that later as well.
What have I got coming up?
You're about to start Australia tomorrow.
Woohoo!
You're in Australia as we speak. How are you here? It's amazing. You're going to be in Perth tomorrow, and you know all the gigs there.
I'll be in Perth tomorrow. That means like I've just finished filming the 1% Club.
Perth, Claremont,
Happy to be there.
Adelaide, Newcastle, Melbourne,
Wollongong, the Gong.
Townsville,
the town.
See Charlie. Halifax. Oh, and then they're going to be back here, and you're going to be with Jimmy Carr, the Charm Offensive Tour, starting September 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th.
And let's plug those Mark Normand and Dan Soder
September
gigs.
13th, you're going to be in St. Louis, Missouri with Mark Normand and
Triple headliner.
Dan Soder, and September 14th in Atlanta, Georgia with Mark Normand and Dan Soder again. And then you've got a bunch of other dates in the States, Detroit and Denver, Milwaukee, Minneapolis. And then you're back on the Trump events.
If those triple headliner ones work out, we'll do some more. So come out to those. We want to see people out
there.
Go
to JimJefferies.com. And then tonight, I am at the San Francisco Punchline. Yeah, tonight, July 30th at San Francisco Punchline. Come out to that. And tomorrow night, I'm at the Sacramento Punchline. So if you're in those areas, come out. And then I'll be at the Comedy Nest in Montreal in August. Go to ForrestShaw.net. Go to IDCat Podcast. Follow us on there. Look at cool shit on there. Clips. Do we have merch by now? Probably. I'd assume we do. If we didn't at this point, I don't know what to tell you.
Buy merchandise out in Australia. There's a merchandise stand at the gigs in Australia with April 18th t-shirts and whatnot.
Mittens.
No, not the Australian tour. Maybe when me and Jimmy Carr do the Canadian tour, we'll sell mittens. One will have Jim and one will have Jimmy.
Yeah.
The left and the right.
Yeah. Just a picture of you guys on there?
They're just the name
Jim and Jimmy.
They'll be individually handmade. We're going to have old ladies working out the back of the arenas.
Yeah, okay.
Work on your mittens.
You got anything for the doohickeys coming up?
Go stream Rain It In Cowboy on Spotify. It's been out for a minute. And if you're in Los Angeles, come see us play at the Grand Ole Echo at the Echo in Los Angeles on
How
August
old
4th.
is the Grand Old Echo? Let me guess. It's 50 years old.
At Echo Park?
Mm-hmm. It's like, I think it's 15 years.
Wait, it's
15 years old. The Grand Old Echo.
But it's like a play on the.
I remember
course.
listening to music back here in 2009.
Back when country music was invented.
2009. I remember it opened up. It was like, ooh, what's all this cool electricity? Grand Old Echo. Fuck off. Anyway, go see.
It's a play on Grand Ole Opry. Calm down.
Grand Ole Opry can fuck off and all for the
Okay.
same name. No, I actually go perform at the Grand Ole Opry.
Yeah,
They're
at
all
the
right.
Ryman Theatre.
They're already good to me at the Ryman. Hello, Ryman. Hello, people of Nashville. See you soon.
Will you?
No,
Eventually.
Sooner than I'm going to see people in Malaysia.
Yeah, okay.
Kuala Lumpur.
I could. I did gigs out there.
I've been there with you. All right. Just support
I
everybody.
want to know what's going on in this topic. Let's go.
Let's welcome our guest, Chad Kroeger.
G'day, Chad. Now it's time to play.
Yes, no. Yes, no. Yes, no. Yes, no. Judging a book by its cover.
That's a different recording. When did that one come in?
No, that's not the mono one. That's the stereo one, so it only came through like the left speaker. I'll fix it
I
later.
liked it.
Yeah, I liked it? All right, we'll leave it in. That's what the left
Sounds
side.
the same to me.
That's what the left side of that song sounds like.
It was missing. It was missing layers.
Oh yeah, the harmony. Yeah. Okay.
So Chad, I know Chad. Chad's a very funny comedian. Chad does a lot of stuff about being Californian and being like a surfer type of guy. Is his shtick? Is that right? Is that your shtick?
Yeah.
Yeah, my saying cunt's mine. We've all got our things.
Should do an episode on cunt.
The history of the word cunt. I'm going to say the country of Chad in Africa.
No.
Were you named after that? Was your mum a fan of the country of Chad?
I wish.
Oh, yeah.
I wish, yeah.
Okay, so it's not that. All right, so is it something to do with California? Mm-hmm. Something to do with sports?
Yes.
Is it baseball?
No.
Ah, damn, I love
I
baseball.
don't know how you're not getting this. You're just
Surfing.
yeah. You literally just said it.
Yeah, I know, but I know. I from Australia. I know a bit about surfing.
I don't think you
Not
do.
really. No,
don't
but
think you
I
do.
come from a surfy area. I've
Where-
seen people surf.
Where are you from again?
I'm from Sydney.
Are you from Sydney?
I'm,
Oh,
so-
okay.
I'm from the northern beaches of Sydney, so I'm up near
Gotcha.
Mona Vale and Narrabeen and all that sort of stuff. Manly's
Oh,
our
okay.
most. Have you been to Sydney?
Briefly.
Okay, so there's two big beaches of Manly and Bondi.
Yeah.
One's the eastern suburbs, one's the northern suburbs. And Manly would be our big one. But I'm about to go out there and stay at Bondi, so we'll see how that goes.
You gonna surf?
We're going in the winter.
Have you ever surfed?
I have tried once, but I got a fungal thing from the wetsuit that I rented,
Really?
which they said wouldn't be a problem. Don't even get me fucking started. Never again.
Wait.
Never again. I'm not fucking doing it.
Where was the fungus?
You don't want to know.
I do. That's why I asked.
No, you don't want to know.
All right, well, Chad Kroeger is a world-renowned activist and surfer. When he's not fighting for the greater good, he's usually out at El Porto getting shacked and talking shit to the grind. Sorry. He also does stand-up, and if you want to see where his tour is heading, go to chadandjt.com for tour dates. His Instagram is @ChadGoesDeep, and the podcast is @GoingDeep with Chad and JT. And that Netflix show, I didn't even mention you,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Chad and JT go deep.
which is awesome.
Just all variations.
I watched that. Yeah, I watched
Yeah.
it.
Oh, you watched it?
That was
Oh,
a good
thanks,
show, man.
Yeah, I
That
liked
was so funny.
Oh, thank
It was
you.
really funny.
Yeah. So, have you surfed your whole life?
No, I started at 13.
Okay.
So not his whole life.
Yeah.
Is he? Yeah.
Most of it.
Still
I don't know
pretty-
how old you are.
You can't. I don't think it's something you can take up really late in life because the standing up
No.
on the board is very difficult. Because you know how it's hard to stand up after you've laid down for too quickly, or you know the bends you get, Forrest, when you stand up too quickly.
Yeah.
Imagine that on water on a board.
I've surfed before.
Not now.
I'm terrible. I can't do it. I mean, anyways, we can. All right, so I'm gonna
Swims like a dolphin.
ask Jim a series.
He does.
It does.
Yeah. He's so elegant under the sea.
It's the only time he's been sincere with me.
It's like it's
Yeah.
like watching a Cirque du Soleil show in a tank.
Wow.
What are you gonna take?
Yeah, where Shamu's happy.
It's the Florida in you.
It is. I was a marine biologist.
marine biologist.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I dove.
We went to the Great
I could
Barrier
swim
Reef,
before I could walk.
and then off he went.
Do you dive?
I have dived.
Yeah.
Well, the guy holding on to him, like he's holding on. to
Yeah,
the
but I
brink,
still was doing the breathing.
You did. I'm telling you, because we stood on that grating, which was about chest high water, and you had to go under and hold your, not hold your breath, breathe. And for the first time you're doing it, you did amazing. Because usually people panic, they come up and they freak out, but you did it.
And then the next time I went back and we did a field piece, you went there.
Yeah, I remember. I saw the footage, John.
Yeah, but I swam all by myself then.
Yeah, you did
but
good.
I was only about 10 meters under the water. It wasn't far.
No.
No, you could still get
Tim-
all sorts of problems there. Yeah, it's 30. Yeah.
Oh, that's
You can still get decompression sickness. You can get embolism. You can get the bends. You can still get all that.
Embolism?
That's like if you hold your breath and then like an air bubble would enter your airstream, go to your brain, kill you. Or
Wow, that would have been stressful.
Fun.
Forrest used to sleep under the water
when I was hungover.
when he was hungover. He used to dive under and leave his mask under and have a nap on the fucking seabed on the octopus's garden.
Nice sand flat there. You just wait for the other coworkers that weren't done. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
All right,
Was the only reason to take a nap underwater just because you were tired and you weren't supposed to be tired?
I was doing. Hopefully nobody listens. Well, it's statute limit. I was possibly doing drugs and drinking for 2 days on the weekend, and then showed up to work on Monday and was tired.
Okay.
And now he sleeps
But I
with the
did my
fishes.
job, and no one died. Someone almost died actually when I started working there, but that wasn't my fault.
You saved a life once.
Did you?
Sort of. I was a part of the team.
Do you do CPR?
You know what? We in the water when he got
He's
picked
got a
off the bottom.
certificate.
When he got picked
above
off
his
the
toilet.
bottom,
He does.
the Heimlich maneuver, which at the time they didn't.
Wow,
say,
really?
Is now what helps to get water out of the lungs. And then,
Oh, okay.
And we had oxygen on the boat because it was a government organization I worked for, so we had all this safety equipment and first aid and stuff. So we actually were applying oxygen to him because his heart was still beating, and giving him oxygen is way better than doing mouth to mouth. And he came to and spit up, and when a Coast Guard cutter came and
Wow.
helicoptered him out of there.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Forrest
pretty
went back to
intense.
bed underneath the ocean.
I was like, going back to sleep, guys. Day,
Night, splash.
Yeah, I don't know where my commendation is for the mayor somewhere.
You said it's above your toilet.
It was, but I don't know where it is
Oh,
now.
you
'Cause
moved.
everything's in storage. Yeah, so.
Don't lose that.
All right, so I'm gonna ask Jim a series of questions on surfing, and at the end of him answering these questions
That's
on
the
surfing,
first thing Jack said all podcast.
what's that?
Don't lose that. You make sure that that's okay.
At the end of him answering the questions about surfing, Chad, you're gonna grade him on his accuracy 0 through 10.
Okay.
And then Jackson will grade him on his confidence. I'm going to grade him on how hungry I am. We'll add all those scores together. If you get 0 through 10, wipe out. You don't want that score. 11 through 20, tubular, better. 21 through 30, get pitted, so pitted.
Yeah, man. Whatever that means.
Yeah, okay. It's a famous video. It's a famous surf video.
I'll tell you a quick story. So I had
it's not gonna be quick.
I had a friend who was a surfer who died at a very young age. It was one of my best mates, and he died in a car accident. And, that's very sad. But he surfed every morning, so we decided to his parents as well to scatter his ashes at the beach where he surfed every morning before school. And so me and his brother and another one of his best friends, we were teenagers, we swam out to the ocean and we held the bag and we looked at each other and said goodbye to him. Just a little spiritual moment. I'm not a spiritual person, but just out in the ocean, 6 a.m. and said goodbye. And then we tore into the bag and all the ashes covered us.
Yeah.
We didn't fully think that out.
It's like the Big Lebowski.
Oh yeah, we had to run back to the shore. Most of him would have ended up down the shower drain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's always with you then.
But I remember as soon as it went like this and it started scuttering out, I went, "Oh no!"
Oh, it was in the water.
Yeah, well, we were all paddling out the water in a circle, and then we tore into it, thinking, I don't know what we thought, that it would just sit there in a.
Yeah.
It would just sink to the bottom or something.
Okay. Yeah, because I thought it like blew on you.
No,
Like, you just go
in the water. You couldn't swim away from it.
Caked on.
Oh wow.
And then you got a weird
like
fungal
Yeah,
thing.
you gotta have a boat. You gotta have a boat for that activity. Or sometimes they put him in a little pillow and it sinks, and
I remember his parents were watching us on the shore, and and then we we ran up the beach past them. Oh!
Where did surfing originate and when?
I would say that surfing would have originated in the Pacific Islands, probably Hawaii. I'm going to give credit to out of the Pacific Islands. A long time ago now. I would say over 200 years ago, about 200 years ago.
Do you know who is often referred to as the father of modern surfing?
Duke from Hawaii. I've forgotten his second name, but Duke. He has
Surprised you got that. I was already like,
I watched
what?
a documentary on Dukes, man.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. I watched it on the way back from Hawaii once on the plane. Hawaiian Air had a documentary on the Duke.
Was it
Duke's
good?
restaurant.
Yeah, Duke's restaurant. Yeah, it's not bad. If
I
you
love
like
that place.
If you like a tiki hut and a tiki torch and you're not racist, Duke's is for you. If you are racist, Charlottesville.
We have non-racist tiki torches here.
Like, in Hawaii, the tiki torches are functional, not just for anger.
So David Duke is what your answer is?
I can't remember. No, it's not David Duke, but he went to the Olympics as a swimmer. He's like the guy, and from what I can tell from the statue, there's a statue on Waikiki Beach of him, and a little bit up from Duke's, and I reckon he smashed pussy, man. That's what I got to say.
Oh, yeah.
I think that he did very well.
You see the statues. He's
with the
just-
statue,
he's
with this
ripped.
guy's physique, and he was like the #1 lifeguard. Right, so he saved loads of life, and then he was just all Hawaiian and lifeguardy and learning how
Good
to
life.
surf. If you were on holiday, you would have, and you're a young lady, You would have. Yes, please.
Which beach is known as the birthplace of modern surfing and is famous for its long rolling waves?
Okay, so the North Shore has got the real big beaches, but you wouldn't have started off on the North Shore. The waves are too big. So I'm going to say Waikiki Beach.
What is the significance of the surfboard in ancient Hawaiian culture?
And I'm also going to take surfing back to about 150 years ago rather than 200. What? Say that again?
What's the significance of the surfboard in ancient Hawaiian culture?
It's what you surf on. What do you mean significance? Are you going to say there's some spiritual way? It's what you get strapped to when you get taken up to heaven.
Okay. What material revolutionized surfboard design in the 1950s?
I'd say fiberglass.
Fiberglass. What is a stringer?
A stringer. I had a guess. I'm going to say the ankle strap that attaches to the board.
What are soft top surfboards and who uses them?
Soft tops. I was a soft bottom back in the day.
Yeah, still are.
No, still are. Soft top. That's not very functional. Soft top.
Yeah.
I will. They're the ones with the pads and stuff on them.
So who uses them?
The disabled and women.
What do
I didn't have to say the second one. It was all under the umbrella of disabled, wasn't it?
100%.
What do surfers use wax
Hey.
for?
To make the to put on the board to give you more grip.
Okay, what causes waves to break?
Well, when they start to curl over the
Yeah,
top.
but what makes that happen?
The natural progression.
Okay.
What do you mean? What causes that to happen?
Well, we'll see if the answer's right.
Momentum.
Next
Science.
question. I'm not doing this question. What is a cutback?
That's where you
Easy
go,
one.
but when you cut back into the wave, so you're going along with the wave, and then you go up against the wave.
What is a duck dive?
A duck dive is when a wave's coming and you go down like that underneath the wave rather than going over the top of the
I
wave.
think you're doing pretty good. I don't know.
Yeah.
What is a lineup?
That's where Patrick's Swayze and Keanu Reeves had to be in after robbing all those banks in Point Break.
Yeah, what's a lineup?
They have to stand there and people go,
Oh, in the
"That
lineup.
guy."
Yeah, I got you. Okay.
I'm making it surfing related.
Yeah, I got
That was good. That was very good.
Yeah.
Point Break. Where at the end they say they go to Bell's Beach, which is just outside of Melbourne, which is where they have the Bell's competition. They did not go to Bell's Beach. They say they're filming because there's like a classic wave that comes along every decade, and I'm not missing it. Not for any bank robbery.
Who was
And then they
considered
went there and there was no Bell's Beach. It was a different beach.
I think it was Oregon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
who was considered the greatest surfer of all time?
I'd say Kelly Slater would be regarded as the greatest of all time.
Okay.
Also, smashing it with a pussy.
Name some other famous surfers then, besides Kelly Slater.
Tubular.
Tubular?
Yeah.
That's good.
Other famous surfers, fucking hell.
Besides Kelly Slater, you can't
Well, tubular.
Yeah, what's
Yeah.
his name from the Mucka Mad Boys?
look at that voice.
That's a Chris Lilly character. The Mucka Mad Boys, he was like a guy and he got his testicles shot off. It's from Angry Boys.
Okay.
Enjoy. It's a wonderful series. I'm rewatching all of Chris Lilly at the moment. He is the greatest comic ever to come out of Australia in any form. I'm including acting and sketches and stand-up.
And yourself.
And myself, including myself. He is the greatest talent that Australia's ever had, and they somewhat cancelled him during cancel culture, and it's a fucking shame. It is.
Who is Garrett McNamara?
He sounds like a tennis player, but I'm going to say he's a surfer
What? Yeah, but why is he significant?
because he was the first Australian to surf.
Okay. Which female surfer is known for her remarkable comeback after a shark attack? In
Oh, I've seen
2003?
that movie, the One-Armed Willie.
Gender fluid, yeah.
Yeah, well, she's not very fluid. I hear she swims in circles.
Don't know her name?
No, I don't know, but I've seen part of that movie. I've just forgotten the name.
What does point break mean in surfing terms? What is point break?
That's the breaking point of the wave, the crest of the wave that comes
Okay.
over.
What is the name of the famous big wave surf spot off the coast of Maui?
The North Shore.
Maui?
Oh, Maui, that's no.
Giving you-
Maui's from
It's
Honolulu.
a famous surf spot, has a name.
Oh, Turtle Cove.
Okay. Where is Bonsai Pipeline?
Oh, that's a small pipeline, I tell you.
Where is it?
Yeah, that'd be in Japan,
What about Mavericks? It's another break.
Hawaii.
and Jefferies Bay. That one through that
Hawaii.
one. Okay. Here, what do these surf terms mean? Dick dragger.
That's when you got too big a dick and it drags against the water. That's more with boogie boarding when your dick's hanging off and you're just holding onto the top bit. I can boogie board like a motherfucker, but I've got very little dick drag.
What about washing machine? What does that mean?
Oh, that's when you get thrown under the waves and you just go. I've fucking been there, and you're just seeing white as a kid. Like I look at my son now, and he goes to the beach, and we're like, oh, make sure. My parents just sent us out there with blue bottles and shit, and just fucking getting dumped in the Australian heat, getting skin cancer the whole time. It's very dangerous.
What are ankle slappers?
Ankle slappers. Hot female dwarfs.
Okay. What's a kook?
Feel terrible now.
What's a kook?
Oh, a kook.
Can you say that?
Is that like somebody who stands goofy on the board? They stand left-footed on the board? Because goofy is for skateboarding. And I'm going to say maybe kook is what they do for surfing.
We'll see. What does hang loose mean?
It means hang loose, brother. Just hang loose. Just let
word.
your flag, freedom flag, freak out flag fly.
Okay.
It's like when you don't wear underwear.
So do you know what hang 10 is?
Hanging 10 is hanging. Getting up on the board and hanging 10 toes off the edge of the.
What's hang 11?
Hang 11 is for those dick draggers.
Okay.
That's the 10 toes plus your big dong hanging in the water like a fucking single keel, which was invented. The dual keel was invented by Ben Lexon from Australia, and that's why we won the America's Cup.
Okay, a couple more. What's getting barreled? It's an easy one.
That's inside the wave, where you get inside, then you come out.
I don't even know this word. Hodad? Is that a word? Do you know?
Let me see.
HODAD? Or did I just type something wrong?
That is a restaurant in San Diego.
Oh, Hodad.
I think I mistyped something.
I was thinking of an ex-girlfriend. Her father was
a burger
called Paul.
restaurant in San Diego.
I'm going to go Paul. If you met this girl, you'd agree with me.
Last word, what does stoked mean?
Yes.
Stoked, man. Stoked
You can't keep repeating the word.
Yeah, but you got to put
You get it from the way he said it, though.
I'm so stoked you asked this question. Over the moon. That's what
Got
it means.
it. All right, Chad. How did Jim do on his knowledge of surfing? 0 through 10. 10's the best.
So this isn't correct, incorrect. It's just like overall
correct,
grade.
Correct, incorrect. Yeah, correct, incorrect.
Also, it doesn't matter.
You did okay at the beginning, I thought.
Yeah,
That's the biggest thing. This doesn't matter.
I'd give you an 8 out of 10.
All right.
Yes.
I thought you
Cowabunga.
started really strong, and at the end, you just,
Well, for a man who's only ever surfed
Also,
once.
a couple of your jokes, I think, were the correct answers.
They were.
Yeah. So,
What ones were correct?
I think
we'll
Dick
go back
Dragger
to-
was correct.
Hang 11 too.
Yeah. How do you do on confidence?
9.
Yeah, very confident.
I'm already surfing.
I'm not
I
very
look
hungry,
like a surfer.
so I'll give you a 10. So you get pitted. So pitted, dude.
All right.
Do you know that video, Jim?
No.
I'll play for you real quick.
Is it Chad?
No. Chad's probably seen it before that.
Oh yeah.
It's very fair.
It's OG.
The park is still flooded, so you'll see kids out there again.
Some of those kids today will be my co-hosts.
Oh, it's just like, dude, you get the best barrels ever, dude. Just like you pull in and you just get spit right out of them. And you just drop in and just smack the lip. Whoop-ah! Drop down, snap, and then after that, you just drop in, you just ride the barrel and get pitted, so pitted like that.
Well, actually, you know what?
He teaches lessons in Huntington Beach now.
Really?
Yeah.
Off that video?
What?
Yeah.
What,
Yeah, he'll have like
in
a sign.
public speaking?
He'll have a sign. He's like, I'm that guy. That's his marketing.
All right, where did surfing originate when Jim said it was in Hawaii 150 years ago?
I said 150 in the
Polynesia.
Yeah.
But I did say the Pacific Islands.
Yeah, I thought you were pretty correct. on
Yeah,
it.
Pacific Islands is always with the longboard and all that type of stuff, and you see them all coming in.
And
the Aboriginals weren't surfing.
he
so
says
it happened in
150 years
Australia.
ago. I put this in ChatGPT and it spit something out. Do you know? Like
I read it, but I forget.
they said 12th century cave paintings. They had their drawings.
Oh,
of people
really?
surfing.
Is it by Hodad?
Yeah. What are you making this face for? You don't think they surfed that far back
You
then?
can't just look at a cave painting and say, "Oh, that happened." that happened. I can do a painting of me with rocket shoes
Yeah.
flying up to Mars. Put it on the side of a cave painting. In 2,000 years, they go, they had rocket shoes.
And
Fucking picture.
rather than be like, that's a board and a wave.
If I tell you what, if you pull me up a fucking cave painting of a cunt surfing and he's wearing Billabong shorts, then I'm sold.
Okay.
I'll take Quicksilver. I'm not going to take that Hurley brand.
No.
No, they wouldn't have had it back then.
Billabong's Australian, I think.
Billabong and Quicksilver.
That's
Quicksilver?
the cave paintings right there with the surfboards. See them?
Yeah, but that could be just guys with big dongs.
Yeah, I don't know. That looks like fucking surfboards.
It looks like why they're carrying it, not riding on a wave.
On this website called collectionsofwaikiki.com.
Oh.
It says the earliest evidence of surfing history can be traced back to 12th century Polynesia, and the Polynesians brought surfing to Hawaii. And there are famous written accounts of surfing in European diaries. James Cook witnessed Tahitian surfers in 1778.
Oh, wow.
Wow, 1778.
That must have been some fucking splintery ass boards.
It is,
like
the
no.
Captain Cook, he was off he was fucking traveling.
Yeah, yeah.
He just found Australia a week earlier.
Really?
Right? Yeah, he went all the way down, found Australia, and then he went through all the Polynesian countries and all through the Pacific, and then got killed in Hawaii.
Really?
Yeah, they thought he was a god, and then they killed him, whatever. But like when we were a kid, Captain Cook there was statues of him everywhere, and now it's a bit sort of the white people invaded. It's a bit less PC.
He's your Columbus.
Yeah, but
Right.
he was you know what he was? He was Captain Kirk, man.
Well,
he was on a ship, barely going where no man had gone before, in search of new people and new lands.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what exploring was. He was just going down and down. He was travelling around with fucking botanists and stuff. He was doing it the right way, Captain Cook.
How do you go into the Pacific and find the Pacific? It's
Sail around a bit. Well, Australia's big. That one's easy to
Yeah,
find.
you can find Australia. Yeah.
You got to get through Indonesia.
but
That's
like-
a map
like
of bloody...
Fiji and all these little fucking
Fiji.
like that.
Yeah, Fiji
No
up to the side, and then because
The-
these are long boat rides. It's a 4-hour flight from Sydney to Fiji.
Yeah.
So he comes into Sydney Harbour and then goes out up there and then it's an 8-hour flight to Hawaii. He sailed up there. He was out there forever.
I imagine like you look for birds like that have to land eventually and see where they're going and maybe head in that
Right.
direction. And I don't know. I have no
My
clue.
mate reckons
Probably do a
that
podcast on it.
my mate reckons when he was in the Navy, he said that they were in the eye of a hurricane once. This is off. You just said birds. This is interesting. Right?
Yeah.
He said he was in the eye of the hurricane. The hurricane and they were about to have 15 minutes where they were in the eye of it, where it was completely peaceful. And he goes, and all the birds, because they were flying around in the hurricane, they all just landed and stood on the boat. The whole top
Really?
deck
Take a rest.
got filled with birds, and they didn't give a fuck if humans came near them because they were too tired to give a fuck.
Yeah.
You know, they were acting like pigeons.
Interesting. This is your buddy?
Yeah, my friend is a comic who was in the in the
Wow.
Navy. He was telling me a story. He goes, it was just covered with birds on this big steel
And he was
boat.
out there during a hurricane?
Yeah. They were a cyclone, a hurricane, whatever. And there's
Yeah.
the center bit, and they all batten down the hatches and get under. But it's a big battleship.
Okay.
It wasn't like they're on a wave.
Yeah.
Like still wouldn't be fun.
Still, they probably
Yeah.
didn't want to be in it. They
no,
probably
they
got
still
caught in
didn't.
it. Yeah.
They get caught in it. But they said all the birds landed on the deck.
Interesting.
Selling a little cha-ching or selling a lot cha-ching, Spotify helps you do your thing however you cha-ching. Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell every stage of your business. From the launch your online shop stage to the real life store stage, all the way to, did we just hit $1 million stage? Shopify is there to help you grow. Whether it's selling your scented soap or offering outdoor outfits, Shopify helps you sell from their all-in-one e-commerce platform to their in-person POS system, wherever to whatever, with whoever you're selling to. Shopify's got you covered. Shopify helps you turn browsers into buyers with the internet's best converting checkout, 36% better than an average compared to leading commerce platforms. And sell more with less effort. Sell more with less effort thanks to Shopify Magic, your AI-powered all-star. Me and Jack, we sell the records, and also on this tour in Australia right now, we're selling hats and t-shirts and hoodies, and we're doing show bags for the whole thing, and we're going to be selling them online, and guess who we use? We use no one else but Shopify. Shopify powers 10% of all e-commerce in the US, and Shopify is the global force behind Allbirds, Brooklinen, and millions of other entrepreneurs of every size across 175 countries. Plus, Shopify's award-winning help is there to support you succeed in every step of business, because businesses that grow with Shopify. Sign up for $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/IDK, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/IDK. Now you grow your business, no matter what stage you're at. Now, to grow your business, no matter what, just get Shopify. That's shopify.com/IDK.
Who is often referred to as the father of modern surfing? Jim said David Duke.
No, he said Duke from Hawaii.
Duke from Hawaii.
Who's David Duke?
You know what David Duke
He's
is?
the leader of the KKK.
Oh, yes. Sorry.
The Grand Wizard.
I call him Grand
That guy
Wizard.
does like tiki torches, though.
Yeah, I've never called him by his first name.
call him Mr. Wizard.
You're out of your mind? I call him Grandmaster Wizard, my
Sir.
mentor.
Yeah.
Duke Kahanamoku.
Kahanamoku.
He wasn't, but yeah, Duke.
No, that's the father of surfing.
I know,
The
but he wasn't in the clan.
But
No.
He wasn't. He was too busy smashing pussy in Waikiki.
There's statues of him in Hawaii.
There's a statue
yeah.
of him that's like this, with like a hole of laser around his neck.
Yeah.
That's right on Waikiki Beach, just up from the Surfer Mona Hotel. Like,
Yeah.
if we're facing that, the Mona Surfer, like
Yeah.
it's to the left.
Yeah.
And then Duke's is to the right of that. That's the hotel we stayed in last.
I think there's one in Huntington Beach too.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's Duke.
And what did he? Find out what he did at the
There is a
Olympics.
Duke in
I believe
Beach.
he went. He was Olympic swimmer.
Yep.
Olympic swimmer. Did he win any medals?
I don't know. I'll find that out.
But then he was like the lifeguard. He was just out there all day, just saving people.
Yeah.
Just getting out there saving folks, and then surfing a bit. He was the king of Waikiki, man.
He took home silver in the 100-meter freestyle.
Hack. His first
I
loser.
guess there's one Huntington. Yeah, it looks like Huntington, but there's a lot of them. Like,
Yeah, there's Santa Cruz too.
Yeah, I guess there's a lot of statues of him. So.
Yeah.
He's the guy.
And then it says he won 3 Olympic gold medals also.
Oh, okay. So I go, did he win any medals? He won a silver in the 100 meters.
I don't know why that one came up
and
first.
then a minute and a half later, also 3 golds.
For what country?
America.
America.
Yeah, was he Hawaiian?
Yeah, he's Hawaiian.
He's Hawaiian.
Yeah.
I don't, because you just said his second name. What's his second name?
Kahana. Kahanamoku, I think.
Yeah, Kahanamoku.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
yeah.
sure that's Hawaii.
That's
Yeah,
a classic
I don't
Idaho
know
name.
a lot.
Maybe-
That sounds to me like rice and a burger patty covered in gravy all day.
And spam.
Yeah,
Which
it's a
beach-
chunk of spam.
Which beach is known as the birthplace of modern surfing and is famous for its long rolling waves? Jim said Waikiki Beach.
That's correct.
Boom.
I guess those are the perfect waves to start on, huh?
And also that you can walk really far out there up to your waist. Mm-hmm. And so it's not like you don't have to be a real strong swimmer to get up. And like if you were starting, you just fall, get back up on the board. You don't have to be a super strong swimmer at Waikiki.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just roll in. It's a sandbar too.
Yeah.
So if you fall, it's usually there's reef outside of there.
Mm-hmm.
You can surf out there, but
Last time I was there, I was just floating in a fucking tube just by myself. I had an edible,
Yeah.
right? And I went way out on a tube, just in Waikiki. I just floating all by myself. And fucking 2 turtles come up just to hang out with me.
really,
Just, whoa.
They probably thought you were a big turtle.
Like that, right? And then they were swimming around me and all that sort of stuff. And me and these 2 turtles were at one, and I was high out on the beach, right? And then this fucking other bloke comes splashing out there. He comes. He's about 20 metres away from me, 30 metres, and he's coming. And I think you're going to scare the fucking turtles away, cunt. I think he's coming to see me turtles. And it's an Australian. G'day, Jim! I'm out in the ocean having a moment. It's just me and nature. Hello, Jim! We saw you in Canberra.
he swam out there.
He's being
So
nice, but he
annoying.
did scare the fucking turtles off.
Did they
man.
go off?
Yeah, they went
Oh.
off for a bit, yeah.
That was nice.
But there was a couple
What kind of turtles?
They were the great big ones.
Oh, okay, yeah. Like a loggerhead maybe.
The real giant, big ones. You can normally see them on another beach around like a couple of blocks away.
Yeah.
But
I don't
never
know
at
why- I don't know why I
Waikiki.
saw
I have
Hackett
seen
turtles.
one, but everyone was freaking out once at Waikiki. Everyone was freaking out. But then this time, the two of them came up. One was little and one was big. I don't know if they were mother and son or father and whatever, or just a couple of mates.
Yep.
But they were lovely.
I think isn't it a felony to touch them?
I didn't touch
Probably.
it. Yeah, oh yeah. Because
They
they take you on a tour around the beach. There's
Yeah.
this other beach where there's tons of them coming up.
Yeah.
And then you have to, like, to swim out amongst them, you've got to swim over coral and you can't put your feet on that.
Yeah.
And there's just like a local bloke who just stands there like this. Don't touch him!
Yeah.
Get your feet off the coral!
Oh yeah, you can't touch the coral.
Yeah.
And
So
the
you can't
sunscreen
touch
too.
anything.
Yeah.
So I'm just fucking floating. I'm like, this is the most relaxing thing I've done. And then I go back and the turtles visited me in the busy beach.
Hey,
I didn't have to pay for shit.
Yeah, if it's a green turtle, they're endangered. Loggerheads are less, but they're all going to be protected. So they don't want you
Yeah,
fucking with
maybe a felony's too much, but it is.
it might be.
People love turtles, man.
With a manatee,
Yeah.
it's a
It's like
felony,
we
pretty sure.
gave up good straws.
We
We
did.
gave up good straws, and I
Yeah.
don't think we should. Maybe here where we're near the ocean, but in the middle of the how good is a Coca-Cola through a plastic straw at McDonald's? It's a thing of beauty. Paper straws for whatever they do it's fucking hopeless, and they don't work. And my wife, being the person she is, carries around a steel straw in her
Oh,
pocket
does she?
with a little cleaner, like a little thing that she has. And she goes down, and I don't like the feel of that against me teeth, the metal
Yeah.
straw.
Well, the real enemy of the sea turtle are balloons. Mylar balloons specifically.
Why? Because they don't like having parties.
Well, they
'Cause
think they're jellyfish.
Because they're aging
They
so
eat
much.
jellyfish. They think they're jellyfish. They'll eat the balloon, and once it goes inside them, then it fucks their whole innards, and they can't eat anything. They starve to death.
Oh,
and die.
someone said the other day that they reckon that
A lot of them do. Yeah, a lot
paper
of-
bags are just as bad or something. Was it on the
Probably
podcast? Someone said-
plastic bags, balloons, things. But balloons, when at parties, when you're like, there goes those Mylar balloons, you're like, bye, and like, there's dead turtles, bye. That's what happens.
what's a Mylar balloon? Just
like the metal one?
The
like
metal one.
Oh, that's a Mylar, huh?
Yeah.
Do you think we'll get rid of balloons?
No,
No?
Definitely not.
it's big business.
Party cities.
Bro, cancel balloons.
It's big business. Big
A
balloon.
balloon-free
Big-
society.
Yeah, big balloon, man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I've got a kid that's turning 3 in a month or so,
He's murdering turtles.
and they're never happier under 3 than when they
Yeah.
have a balloon. They're
Yeah.
never happier. Just
Yeah.
keep you uppy with a balloon. It's kid heaven, man.
Oh yeah.
We're not getting rid of
I
balloons.
just put in turtle and balloons, and it's just a sticker of a turtle being carried away by a balloon. So that's even more.
God, that's another danger I didn't even think
Yeah.
about.
It wouldn't kill always. It just sometimes would kill a turtle, not always.
It does a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, but we've got a lot of balloons out there. Not as many. They're not just washing up dead turtle, dead turtle, dead turtle.
More than you think. Yeah. I'm not trying to make this podcast sad, but yeah.
Yeah, but nature kills a lot of them as well. Turtles. Whenever you watch
but
like
that's like part of
turtles,
nature.
turtles they go out, and then the mother lays the eggs, and then the turtles hatch, and only 5% of them will make it to the water. Why has that bitch not fucking planted the things closer then? Why did she go back so far? Because she believes in natural selection as well. Terrible parents, the turtles.
Do you want a real answer, or just
Yeah.
want to keep the comment?
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you, it's not
Give it
funny.
to me.
Okay.
Now.
They have to be above the high tide line, because if the water floods the nest, it'll kill the turtles inside of the eggs. It'll flood them and kill them. So it has to be at a certain above high tide line, and it takes about 90 days for them to hatch. And once they hatch, almost all of them make it to the water. That's not the problem. When they're very small, though,
they get eaten.
Yeah, they get eaten by birds and fish and other predators and stuff. Some of them if they're near a road where there's like a lot of lights, sometimes they'll get, because they're looking for the moonlight to bounce off the water. That's how when they hatch out of there, they know where to go. And if there's like near a road where there's like a gas station, for instance, with lights or something like that, it would turn around and go the other way and get squashed by cars.
Even at Shell?
Yeah. You're waiting for that one, right?
But does the mom leave them?
The mom leaves, it takes 90 plus days usually. It depends on what species, but like a loggerhead, 90 days.
So the mom will hatch them and then just
digs a hole,
Yeah.
hatches, lays them at the exact right. It's all the holes are the same depth.
I lay straws out to guide the path for them.
The holes are the same depth, and because the heat determines the sex. So the
heat determines the sex.
The hotter they are, that's the females. There's a certain temperature threshold that makes all females above that, and then males below that. So depending where they are in the nest, it's males and females.
Because we keep our cool.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the hot tempers of the women.
I was my wife was we were not having an argument, we were having a little debate about
Spat.
No, but just about the battle of the sexes and all type of stuff. And I said, we fought in all the bloody wars for you. You know what I mean? Men have died in wars all across time. And then I go, and you didn't get to vote. It sounds very horrible, but we were dying in wars. And my wife was very smart. She goes, didn't you start them all? Oh, it doesn't matter.
We ended them too.
She goes, didn't you start them all? And I was trying to think of a war through history that was started by a woman.
I know.
They like little
Trojan War.
battles.
Trojan War, yeah.
Oh, the Trojan Wars.
Yeah.
You got some ammo.
Boom. And then they brought out the condoms.
Yeah.
But the Trojan that was like a security breach.
But she
Putting in the Trojan horse filled with soldiers is
Yep.
a security breach, right?
But the
you
wa-
don't want to have condoms named after a security breach.
Oh, right.
Well,
You know what I mean? Like where they all break out.
Well, don't open it up.
Yeah,
I
didn't they
want
all
my
stay on the horse?
condoms. I want my condoms to be called Alcatraz.
Well, you have the. I think it's you. You have the weapon inside the
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, and you don't want it getting out. You don't want it getting out.
That condom broke.
The Trojan, it's not like they drove the Trojan horse in there and then all the soldiers died inside.
Yeah.
They all got out.
Well, some of them did because
They
it's
got wrapped in toilet paper and flushed down the toilet.
Yeah, it breaches
Some of
the
them got too
walls.
hot and became women.
Breaches the walls, and then it comes back out.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah, I forgot about the spermicide. They put that in the horse. Killed a lot of them in there.
Oh,
Yeah,
It's on the
spermicide
walls.
kills, dude. You got to be careful.
And also, like Magnum,
Yeah.
that's not a good name either.
Why is that bad?
Because if you watch the TV show Magnum, it makes you horny. Doesn't stop. It probably there's probably more kids born from the 80s because mums have watched Tom Selleck and just gotten a bit hot under the collar and dragged the husband off there and told him to shut up.
Oh, Magnum PI. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to keep my eyes off and just sit on top of you. You shut up. That's what she said.
What are the other condom brands? I was trying to remember.
Durex? Durex.
Durex.
Durex
Yeah.
makes sense because that's a type of plastic or something they made up.
There's one called Skin, SKYN.
Is that the?
That's
Goatskin?
from Durex. It's a skinnier version of Durex.
Lifestyles.
Lifestyles. Yeah, that sounds like it's that's for the gay community. Lifestyles is one. Kimono Micro Thin.
Yeah, Kimono Micro Thin.
Come on, guys.
Yeah, I don't know. Is that a Japanese brand?
Probably not.
I don't know.
Kimono?
It says best large.
I just assume it's not a
best
Japanese
large
brand.
condom. This is the 12 best condoms as said by Business Insider. It says Kimono Micro Thin XLs are the best large condom.
I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. I've got like not a very long dick, right? But I got a girthy dick, so I need the larger size for me width.
For the girth.
For the width, right?
Yeah.
So when women have over the years have seen me pull out the extra large, they go, "Well, this is going to be a bit of fun." Nah, it's just my cock's just like a thing that blocks roads, from terrorists, right? just looks at you like this. It's just wide and angry.
Did they ever ask you like it's for the girth?
Yeah, it's all girth.
It's for me girth.
Otherwise, it cut off the circulation, and I'd have a big
Right.
ring around me dick.
Yeah.
And so I need to get the
Right.
extra ones, but I don't roll it all the way. It definitely doesn't roll it all the way.
Yeah,
It's like
It's a stump.
Yeah, it's like when you see those people who get like a woolly hat, but they just leave it rolled up at the top of their head. Like the French
Girth is good though.
like the French guy out of Hogan's Heroes.
Best vegan condom is Glides Slim Fit.
Oh,
I remember there was a girl I knew in
Glide's a good
Britain
name.
who she was always like this. She goes, just so you know, I'm allergic to latex, so I can't use condoms. And I'm like, well, that's not good. Like, I wasn't going to use one, but I didn't want to know that you weren't using them the whole time. Oh.
I will pass. Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Oh, look, Jim, this is for you. You
gonna
can
get
get,
in
you can
trouble
get
with this
custom fit condoms.
Yeah.
Bespoke.
Get me
You get a-
get me a 3-inch wide, 3-inch long.
Yeah, what's your inseam?
It's called.
I'm just like a magic 8-ball.
They're called My One. My and then one. 15% off here. 10 lengths, 9 widths, 52 condom sizes.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, an airplane Coke can.
Yeah.
See, it's you should get these.
Yeah.
All right, let's get back on track. That doesn't answer any fucking questions. All right,
It's like a
One
glove.
was like,
my fault, guys.
Like, have you seen that guy in 90 Day Fiancé with no neck?
Oh yeah,
That's what my dick looks like. just Google him for Forrest to see.
I know what he looks like.
Yeah, but he's worth. You got to see it.
A photo of him with a beanie.
Yeah.
What do I even look up? What's his name?
90 Day Fiancé man,
neck.
no neck. He's got no neck on him.
Okay.
I know. What
Yeah,
he
right.
looks
There
like.
he is. That's my cock there.
What is the significance of surfboard in
Adorable.
ancient Hawaiian culture? It's what you get strapped in and taken up to heaven, Jim said.
Yeah. Strapped on, not in.
I guess it's, I don't know. It's selfish. What,
This is one question I don't.
I don't know. This is from ChatGPT. It said ancient Hawaiians viewed surfing as a central part of their culture and used surfboards made from local woods and religious ceremonies. So,
You said what was the significance, and then you wanted my answer to be they
Settle
used
down.
local woods and had ceremonies.
settle down.
That sounds like a bullshit answer right there.
Well, I think one
Well,
thing.
I'm going to answer that for an ambiguous question in a further podcast. They use local wood.
I hope you remember it. I remember
Like also a couple of hundred years ago, you only had local wood.
No, this is imported. It's nice.
How'd you get it in here? We surfed it in.
Yeah.
You only got local wood.
What were you saying?
They, I think only the royalty could surf.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was,
I once was at a luau, which we all know. Some of them are better than others. The food's always pretty basic, but it's a nice, especially if you've got kids, it's quite a fun type of thing.
Yeah.
And it's nice to do that music with the sun setting and all that's very nice.
yeah.
Love the
But
music.
there was a bloke there who was the king of one of the tribes, right? And he came out and he had a bit of patter and he had a few gags and I'm the king and he really was the king and blah 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 blah. And then afterwards, this is like 8 years ago. He comes up to me and goes, "Hi, Jim." Like he walks up to the table. Oh, the king's coming.
yeah.
Hi, Jim. Hello, king. And then he's like this. I'm trying to get to stand up. Well, you're the fucking king. Because he's doing all these bits.
Yeah,
You know, like he
yeah.
had gags. He's trying to take that, luau routine to the main stage, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I'm telling the king, well, you just go down to the comedy club when there's an open mic night and try your stuff out. That's all you can really do. And then hopefully you get noticed. I wish you the best of luck.
I haven't seen him. I haven't seen any
Well,
Hawaiian.
it must be hard being king.
Yeah, to be the king.
What material revolutionized surfboard design in the 1980s? Jim said fiberglass.
Polyurethane.
Oh, polyurethane.
But I think fiberglass is pretty much.
Yeah,
The same shit.
That's what they
Same
coat
shit,
it with,
yeah.
right? And then the foams and the polyurethane foams in the
Yeah,
middle.
yeah.
And then what is a stringer? He said an ankle strap.
It's the middle part of the board. I think it's wood, oftentimes.
Yeah.
It's like the middle part of the It
Oh,
basically
that's
give it,
divides the
inlay
board.
that's to give it its balance or its access or,
Yeah.
or its whatever. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's-
yeah.
And what are
And what type of wood are you meant to use? What's the best wood?
Dude, good. Yeah, it's good.
You're the expert, Chad.
Local wood.
Can't refute that. It's in
Some
there.
of these questions, I was like, oh fuck, I don't know.
We're getting to the terms. What are soft top surfboards and who typically use them? Jim said it's for the disabled and women.
That's correct. That was spot on.
Was it really? I only thought I'd be 50% right.
Well, it's for beginners. Like
Yeah.
when you take a lesson, you take a soft top because you fall. You don't want to.
Oh, it's got like cushion and stuff.
It's
on
got
it, right?
cushion, yeah.
Oh, so like kids and stuff.
Yeah, that's what
But
I.
you can
learned
get them
on.
at Costco for like $150, $125. So a lot of people get them as just cheap boards.
Yeah. But if you
That's
go, if people see you taking one of those out there, you got to be on a beach for beginners, right? The people.
Yeah, you got to. You can't take it out to like a advanced break.
This
Yeah.
is the charity that I want to start, right? So you're in Hawaii. I'm not a big charity. Like I'm not. This is a charity that's very manageable for me to start, right? An environmental one. So you're in Hawaii. They've got those ABC stores everywhere, which to people who haven't been to Hawaii are just like 7-Elevens, but they've got loads of souvenirs in them as well, plus all your 7-Eleven-y needs. A lot of spam on rice. Anyway, so they sell their boogie boards for $30, $40, just, and they're shorts and swimsuits and all sorts of stuff. But they sell for about $15 to $20. They will sell you bucket, spade, sift, little
yeah,
molds,
little
that sort of stuff. When
Each
you got
kit.
when you got kids, you buy one of those every holiday, right? You buy it for your $10-15, so the kid has a bucket and spade, and so you're not taking it back with you. You're just not. And I think people just leave them on the beach. I've stopped buying them now. I just go find them, and they're just chunks of fucking plastic, right? Useless chunks of plastic. There should be bins. Like, fuck the ABC store and their money. They're making plenty of money off the chocolate-covered macadamia nuts, right? But there should be bins on the beach where once you're done with your holiday, throw away, put your bucket and spade in there. Another family can come and pick it up.
Yeah,
That's smart.
That's not
decontaminate them.
yeah, but from what? From the salt water and kids using them? Like, it's not like from what? From
Possible fungal
I'm
things.
telling you why.
impossible fungus.
I'm telling you why other people won't use them. Not me, I'm saying, but that's the people will be like, eh.
But you get them into the salt water, you splash them around.
Yeah.
They'll be fine.
It's a good idea. You could just do that. Just get a bin. Just get them with holes
Well,
in it
I
so
think
the water drains out of
they're
it.
not even a charity, but just those hotels that are on Waikiki Beach. Just
I
set,
can see you're going to be on Celebrity Jeopardy one night. And what charity are you playing for? Buckets. Beach
it's not
buckets.
a bad. Like, well, it's just
I think it's a good
landfill.
idea.
It's just
I think it's a
It's a
landfill.
good idea. It's a good idea. I think you could just do it. I'm saying, not to be a charity. Like, you just.
Oh yeah, let's see that. What's Jim doing? He's putting great big bins on Waikiki Beach without any governmental authority whatsoever. They've just let him do it.
I'm just saying, you write to them. You write.
And
to
now
the
he's got a
government.
handwritten sign. Put buckets after holiday/vacation.
I think it's a great idea. I think you should do
I
that.
put holiday because that's what the rest of the world call vacations.
You're going on vacation soon. You should do it. You should try it.
I'll try it in Fiji, and if it works, I'm going to Fiji this year. If it works out in Fiji, I will bring it to the rest
Why
of
do
the
you
world.
say Fiji?
Because that's how you say Fiji?
Fiji?
Fiji.
What am I saying?
You're in
You say
Fiji.
Fiji.
Yeah.
You're putting the extra emphasis on the G.
You go Fiji.
Fiji.
Who was born closer to Fiji, me or you?
I don't know. Have
does
any of
that
us
matter?
been?
I'm a 4-hour flight away. What were you?
What does that
Fiji.
matter?
Well, I met more Fijians than you fucking met. I've been thrown down the stairs by a Fijian in an Australian nightclub when I've been kicked out. You bet your bottom dollar.
My aunt's Fijian.
Well, then there you go. We should ring her up.
Ask her how it's pronounced. Yeah.
Fiji buckets.
What?
She's off on Gilligan's Island somewhere. Your aunt. Let's get her.
That's racist.
How's that racist?
I don't know. I don't even have any aunt. I have no aunt that's Fijian.
We
Don't
know
worry
that
about it.
Gilligan's Island's not in Fiji because I think they left on a 3-hour tour from
Yeah.
from probably Maui.
Maybe another Fijian aunt.
Probably from Florida.
Yeah.
Fiji.
I don't know where they left from.
It looks like they're in the. It looks like they're in the Pacific.
They've never specified though where the
Google where they left from on Gilligan's Island,
no
where
fucking-
they started on the 3-hour tour, where they started getting rushed.
Where does surfers use wax for? Grip, right?
Grip,
yeah.
What is that?
I had a mate who was always waxing his board.
And then you got to peel it off. How often?
Come on, man.
How often do you have to take it off?
Depends. I would say, depending on how often you surf, every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks, you got to like scrape it off and then.
Yeah, but if you're not surfing a lot, I'll do it like monthly.
Yeah, right.
Also, they left from Honolulu.
On a 3.
Oh, so they went to Kauai.
3.
Right.
So let me just get this right. So Gilligan and the skipper were a couple of blokes who lived in Hawaii, and they would get movie stars, professors, and Mary. Okay, all right, that makes sense. And the house.
Checks out.
Yeah, it checks out.
What causes waves?
Why did they have so many clothes? 3-hour tour. Where did they get all the clothes from?
Wardrobe department.
Wardrobe department.
What causes waves to break? Jim said their natural progression.
Well, I think I don't know the technical term, but it could be like a reef break, sandbar.
Yeah, so it
There's-
shallows up, right?
It shallows up.
Ah.
There, Black's Beach in San Diego has an underwater canyon, so that's a heavy
really?
wave. Yeah.
Oh, so it's the reverse of so there's a canyon and shallows up. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so the reef ones are dangerous, right? So because if it's a sandbar one like Waikiki, you were saying, right?
The reefs are so the reefs are more it'll like the terms like throw more, so pipeline. That's like, the barreling waves. It's more of a hard kind of
But if you fall, you're hitting a reef.
You ever been windsurfing or kite surfing?
No, they say you need to learn to read the wind. I don't want to take the time.
I don't even want to learn to read.
Yeah, so you have to learn to.
I'm gonna learn the wind.
Yeah, how do you read the?
Yeah.
I was like,
So have you ever like hit a reef?
Isn't that some fucking wizard telling you something?
yeah,
Learn to read the wind.
David Duke.
yeah, it's Duke.
Yeah, that's why I think I got out of surfing. It wasn't really ever.
why you
My
got out
friends,
of
my
surfing.
friends were into it, and I would go with them, but I never was good. But they would hit the reef, and it just seems scary.
Right, yeah, the reef, because you can have urchins too. Urchins have little barbs.
yeah.
You know what
Yeah, I've
urchins
stepped
are?
on one.
You
That
stepped on
sucked.
one? They
Yeah.
have barbs in there, so you have to like
Wait,
dig
so
it
you've
out.
hit one of those surfing, like hitting?
I was in Mexico.
Oh.
I just I was paddling and it was shallow, and my hand went into one.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I've stepped in one as well.
You ever stepped on a rockfish?
No,
They always
Yeah,
look scary.
that'd
I'm
be
always
bad.
scared of stepping on a rockfish.
That'd be very
What's
bad.
their deal?
are they poisonous?
Yeah, they got a point.
Yeah.
They just look like fucking rocks, man.
You would probably
Google
have to
a
go to a
fucking
hospital.
rockfish, man.
I think you'd have to go to a hospital if you stepped on a rockfish. The poison would be. I don't know. You'd probably want to.
You guys have
These don't
crazy
look like rocks.
You have
No,
crazy
that's
jellyfish
not the
out there,
right
huh?
rockfish.
Jim. Is that
Jim, you ever-
Jellyfish, yeah. Box jellyfish.
You ever see box jellyfish?
I have, yes. I've seen
Really?
them. I've seen loads of, I don't know these aren't jellyfish, but loads of blue bottles.
Okay.
And they're meant to be a real cunt of a thing. And I've had friends
Yeah.
who got stung by them. And that's when, like...
Those are like the man of wars
They
around
just
here.
wash up on the shore and then, like, the whole beach empties and everyone goes, oh, it's blue bottle day.
You
What
think
happens when you get
it's-
stung?
It's called a stonefish, by the way. Not a rock.
Stonefish.
Yeah.
Check stonefish.
Stone.
And do they? If you get
That's the cunt.
Oh, that's a rock.
Yeah, that cunt there.
This guy.
And they're poison.
Yeah, he's up to no good. And you step on him. Yeah, what a pointless fuck that guy is. Fucking shit stirrer, the stonefish.
you know anyone who got stung by a box
I
jellyfish?
don't know, no, but that's meant to be real bad, right?
That's fatal, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
that
can you
one's meant to be-
and when I was
I've
young,
seen one off a boat.
so you're
Not
calling
swimming.
Aren't
the
they
blue. What do
tiny?
you,
Well, you can see it. It looks like a plastic bag, but
Yeah.
you're calling it a blue something?
Blue bottle.
Blue bottle. Yeah, the Portuguese man, or we would call them too. The
Yeah.
ones that are
little tiny blue things.
Yes, and but underwater they have this huge network of stingers.
Google
and-
blue bottles.
Yeah,
you'll
and
see 'em.
I used to get stung by those when I was a kid, and those were like that was a bad day.
No, and
What happens?
I've avoided it, but
Just
yeah.
extreme
geez.
pain, extreme pain.
Yeah.
wherever it stings.
And they rock up on the beach.
Yeah.
When you,
You
see
gotta
them on the
put some
sand,
sort of
don't get in the
antihistamine
water.
or something, or else
Right.
you
Look
won't
at
die.
Pain in the neck.
Yeah,
Oh.
you won't die, but you'll see that on the top, and then underwater it'll have this like dark purple blue tentacles that can extend like 10, 15 feet away from it sometimes, and sometimes they'll even like a boat will go over one, and then they'll chop it up. And then
Can we do an
it'll float in
episode
the
on
water.
jellyfish?
We could, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll find
These things
some.
are wild.
Aren't they immortal?
Forrest, marine
They
biologist.
never die.
I don't. You mean like an actual individual?
I heard that. I heard
Why
that.
isn't-
we were
a
like, they
turtle-
never
why
die.
isn't
unless
turtle
you
Why
eat
isn't
them.
the ocean filled with jellyfish? If they never
question.
die, we'll run out of space eventually.
I heard on YouTube.
Or do they not procreate either?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, maybe-
did we just have the one amount of jellyfish for eternity?
The aliens
getting
just
chopped
dropped
up.
them off. Yeah.
Keeps getting chopped
Well,
up.
there's one jellyfish called the immortal jellyfish.
That one's immortal.
I would think that one might be.
Well, oh fuck, I forgot. I was gonna. Yeah, I got stung by a jellyfish one time in La Jolla. My stepmom put toothpaste all over it.
Well, there's another thing.
Was she an evil stepmom?
I was asking her to pee on it.
Well,
Was
there-
it whitening?
there's this one.
Colgate.
There's this one type of jellyfish when in between Mother's Day and Father's Day in Florida, it'll breed, and the little larvae are you can't even see them. Will be in the water column, and if you happen to be near a reef or something when these larvae are out there and it gets on you, your whole body will turn into a rash, and they call it like sea bather's eruption or something like that. Sounds like some sort of STD or something, but that'll fuck you up
Sea
too.
bather's eruption. Yeah.
Yeah. You're really into the
I
jellyfish.
think I've had this. It sucked.
Yeah, it sucks. What is a cutback in surfing? Jim says when you go with a wave and you go back into it.
Correct.
All right. Duck dive, you got that one right too? You just dive. Yeah, come on. What is the lineup?
I'll tell you. So my wife, who is from Britain, not a strong swimmer, and also scared of the ocean like all buggery, right? So on our honeymoon, and she was pregnant on our honeymoon, but she got pregnant like a month after we got married or something, right? And so we had our honeymoon after COVID had sort of dissipated, right? So we got married in COVID, and then a year later, she's pregnant. She's about 6 months pregnant. and she was seeing everyone else going out in the waves. We're in Lanai, the island of Lanai. There's the Four Seasons there, right? She was seeing everyone out there in the waves, and she goes, I want to go out there. And I said, well, you can go out there. You'll be all right. These are some mild waves. She goes, what do I do when the wave comes at me? I said, just jump into it. And then, because there's light waves just breaking. You just jump into it. And I said, watch me. And I went out there and I said, look, and boom. And I jumped in, and then you go up and down. And I said, don't worry about going underneath one. These ones break a bit too early. Just jump into it. She fucking went out there. It was like a slow motion movie. I've never seen anyone botch something up so badly. This wave came in as light as you could fucking imagine, right? Like my wife jumps too high, it clips her in the thighs, and she flips over. She flips over, pregnant. Bashes her head into the thing, right? She's under there for a bit, and I'm already like this. I've been married for a fucking month. And I'm going to be taking care of a quadriplegic and a baby. This is bullshit. This is the better or for worse. This is the for worse bit. And I've only been in it for a month.
Elvis didn't warn you about this possibility.
Anyway, she was all right, but the baby still looks past your eyeballs. The kid, he looks at you through your eyeballs to the back of your head. It's hypnotic.
And if you put your head to his, your ear to his stomach, you can hear the ocean, right? How do you duck dive, though? Like you
push down with your board. Sometimes you use your foot to push the tail down.
And you have to go but if the wave's breaking, you have to do it at a certain time, right? Or else it'll good.
Yeah, so.
Just underneath the break.
Yeah, so you want to paddle and get some momentum. So that you're kind of moving forward a little bit. So you paddle into it as it's breaking, and then right before the white water.
That seems like the hardest part of surf, or one of the part where you can really fuck up if you're surfing.
Yeah, Laird Hamilton, he's the big wave. Have you heard of Laird Hamilton?
No, I've seen
You've seen him in a commercial.
I think in all of sports, the most impressive sporting achievement you can see is someone surfing one of those massive waves. I know they reckon the hardest thing on earth is hitting a home run, point of contact or whatever, and the pace of the ball, and there's some other physical, being tackled in the NFL would probably fucking hurt. Right,
this guy's been in a lot of movies.
But being in the ring with Mike Tyson would be a kind of a thing, but nothing would scare me more than doing one of those.
This is man versus nature.
Yeah,
and it's like, and they go out there in jet skis, or they get helicoptered in, and then and they're just a dot going down on the fucking thing.
That guy right there is Laird Hamilton. He's been in movies.
He looks like, what's his name from SNL? Last Man on Earth.
Oh, he does look like.
He looks like Will Forte.
A little bit. Yeah,
he looks like Will Forte.
But that's good. This guy's the most well known big wave surfer, right?
Yeah, and he.
How big do you go? I'm asking about width.
I like girth. Yeah, girth is.
I'm going to call my next special girth.
Yeah. I think biggest is 15.
Is that from the front or the back? How do
Hawaiian is from the back.
Girth's not a bad
and
name.
So California, when you read the waves, pretty much anywhere else, it's from the face.
Yeah.
So if they say 10 feet Hawaiian, that's like 20 feet.
Yeah.
Actually, that's 20-foot face.
Way bigger.
So from if you were standing on top of the water, 20 feet up.
No, everywhere except Hawaii, it's when you're facing it, how tall. But in Hawaii, they measure from the back because it's a shorter way from behind.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But I think it's just being pretentious.
But they're fucking they're those big ones.
Yeah.
Those big ones.
Laird said that like 80% of surfing is just reading the water. So a lot of it is understanding when to duck dive, how to paddle on the waves. It's just understanding.
Do you know the biggest wave or the one he surfed, or I think
the biggest one he surfed?
Oh wait, there's a record. This guy Garrett
eventually you have to come off the board. What happens when you come off the board in those big waves? What's going on there?
Well, now they have like flotation. So if you let's say you get towed in by the jet ski and then you wipe out and then it just drives you, because the water just drives you down 10, 20 feet. They have these new flotations, so you just have a ripcord and it just has a flotation. But then they have to find you in the white water.
That would be cool. You should put a parachute on the back so when you're on top of the big wave, you go, and then you go, oh.
Yeah, you just fly off.
Now you're fucking paragliding.
Yeah. There's got to be something. Let's get that happening.
Yeah. That would be sick.
You got a lot to work on.
Yeah.
You got the reusable buckets.
Or even those outfits with the wings.
Yeah.
You stand up on the board. Too much of this. Woo! And you fly off.
Wait, so jumping ahead then, who is Garrett McNamara? He
has the record for the largest wave surfed.
Yeah.
Is it 100 feet?
It says 100 feet here.
Yeah.
Was that the documentary?
HBO, yeah.
Yeah.
In Portugal?
Nazare.
Oh, really? Nazare.
yeah.
That's like the biggest.
Drugs
But
illegal.
I don't know if there's but people have some beef with Nazare because they say it's just kind of a rolling wave, whereas like Jaws, Peahi, and Maui
How
actually break.
How is Australia regarded in the surfing community? Because Australia always goes on some of the best waves and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But is that really the case?
Like Australians or just
the country, our beaches.
Oh yeah, I mean you guys, the Gold Coast is amazing.
Right.
You have Bells down there. I mean, people love Australia.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you know the west coast of Australia, Perth.
Perth, yeah.
Perth isn't many waves. Cottesloe Beach, very light waves. Out to Taronga, very light waves. Super windy. And that's why they had the America's Open out there. Great for sailing ship, but the number one city on earth for kite and windsurfing.
All right, so Garrett McNamara was 100-foot, Nazare, Portugal. And then you just answered another question. What is the name of the famous big wave surf spot off the coast of Maui? You said...
Peahi waves. Or Maui. Or Jaws.
It's also known as Jaws. Peahi is the... okay.
Yeah.
Not Turtle Cove.
Tasmania, though, they have Shipsterns Bluff. Have you heard of that?
No, I've only ever been to Hobart. This time when I go to Tasmania, I'm thinking of like driving around a little bit.
Yeah. They have that one is it's not the biggest, but it's like it's a wedge. So it has like it's one of the meanest waves.
What's a wedge, I mean?
A wedge is kind of like where there's like a shelf, like a reef shelf, and the water just kind of how do you say it? It kind of just folds over itself.
Oh wow.
And
Now-
It's powerful.
We have to get the actual answer of the lady with the one arm who got bitten by a shark because I was very disrespectful.
Yeah. Which female surfer is known for a remarkable comeback after a shark attack in 2003? Not One Arm Willie.
Bethany Hamilton.
Bethany
Hamilton.
Hamilton. Yeah, I've seen the documentary.
And
I've seen the movie.
she goes back to surfing despite
She's
losing
still
one arm.
surfing.
Still surfing.
Yeah.
What else is she going to do?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Can't start.
Traffic.
Can't start a new job as a typist or anything. Half the speed.
You type with one finger. Oh, you type with
Yeah,
two.
but I'm not doing that as an occupation.
I skipped a couple of questions here. What is the lineup? Jim had a joke answer. about
Point break.
Yeah.
What?
That's where all the surfers are waiting for waves.
Oh, out there,
right.
yeah.
I always feel like that would be a hostile, broy environment, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like, hey, you cut in on me.
Yeah.
You cut in on me. You're not good enough to be out here. You don't come out here. The waves are too big for you.
I worked with a
There's
guy.
a lot of that, right?
Yeah. In Santa Cruz, because I went to college up north, surf Santa Cruz.
Yeah.
It's intense out there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I remember one guy was like, there's one guy out there, and he's like, what'd I do wrong? The guy's like, what'd you do wrong? You did everything wrong. He's like, you're wearing gloves, no booties, you got a rental board. And dude, there's one guy who's like, all these college kids would come out, and he'd just beat the shit out of them.
They like physically.
Yeah, because they're like hippies from UC Santa Cruz, and they'd be like, hey man, the water's for everyone. And then he would just...
You don't know how to surf.
You don't know how to surf. Yeah,
They're not chill, the surfers.
No,
I know
no,
they're
no.
not a chill group.
They're assholes, yeah.
I worked with a guy in Atlanta who used to live in Topanga and said he was in like a surfer gang. And
Yeah.
If people showed up, they just beat the shit out of people.
Yeah. Well, there's one in Palos Verdes, and it's all like trust fund kids.
Well, this is Chris Lilly's character of the Muckamad Boys.
Yeah.
He has this surfer gang, and he's like a pro surfer, and I protect this beach.
It is
and
funny
the
'cause it's-
headlands
you're
over
supposed to be
there.
one with the
That's a
ocean.
different beach, and they need to know not to come down here.
Angry Boys, Smouse.
Yeah, smells. Yeah.
Oh. Smouse.
So who is considered the greatest surfer of all time? Jim said Kelly Slater. Is he?
I think so, yeah.
And then name some other famous surfers.
Pamela
You said
Anderson in a prime, man. Kelly Slater, he's the best.
yeah.
In a
Laird
prime,
Hamilton.
in a
Who are some
prime.
other famous surfers besides Laird Hamilton?
Laird I mean, John Florence is kind of the top guy now. There's a bunch of Brazilians, like Gabriel Medina.
Yeah.
Who's
Where's Slater from?
Cocoa Beach, Florida.
Florida.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's like from.
Yeah.
I mean, I've actually been with my friends surfing at that beach, and the waves aren't very.
Yeah, well,
there.
they say the reason he's so good is because he learned in Florida it's small waves. So he learned how to all the technicalities of
Yeah,
how to
get
do
the
trick.
meat off the bone.
Exactly, yeah. So when
he
he got in like big waves, he was like he's amazing.
Does he still compete or no? He's.
Kind of. He's like he just was kind of like semi-retired.
He's the Tony Hawk of surfing. Isn't he?
No. I met him one time. One of my friends' friend knew him, and we were on a beach, and I met him years ago, like in Florida. But yeah, he's got to be like 50 now, right? Or
he's in his 50s, but he's still on the world tour. But he kind of like retired. He's kind of kicked off of it. He kind of like fell off the qualifying. So, but he's still competing in some events. But he like semi-retired.
And then you said the famous big wave surf spot in Maui is
Jaws.
Yeah. Oh, point break. What does that mean in surfing terms?
So that's when the wave breaks at like a specific point. So waves, like if you're on a beach break, you can have A-frames where it breaks at like one point, and then the whitewater kind of travels both ways. So you can surf left or right. Point break is just one specific direction. So it could be a right-hand point break. Malibu is my right-hand point break, so it just breaks to the right, and you surf. Let's say it's like a stage right.
Okay. And then where are these? Bonsai Pipeline is
North Shore.
Jim said Japan. Okay, North Shore. Mavericks is
Northern California.
And that's a big one, right?
Yeah.
Jefferies Bay,
South Africa.
Okay.
Jefferies Bay.
What do these terms mean?
If you said it like that, I knew exactly. If you went, Jefferies, you come back in here. You surf too much.
What do these terms mean? Dick dragger. Jim said too big of a dick and it drags against the water, and then you said bodyboarding. It's bodyboarding. Yeah. That's what surfers call bodyboarders.
Yeah, because they swim and they dick drag up the back.
Yeah.
Fucking dick draggers out there, and surfers don't like bodyboarders.
Right.
What about the skimboarding? Those guys that skimboard from the shore, then surf and come back in.
I don't think they have beef with them because boogie boarders they'll take your wave.
Yeah.
Skimboarders, they can't really. They're just on the
I think
beach.
that's
Why are they allowed to take the fucking wave?
Dick draggers, dude.
Yeah, they're dick draggers.
What about washing machine? Jim said when you tumble under the waves.
Yeah.
Ankle slappers. You want to repeat your answer?
I don't remember it.
Hot female dwarfs.
I said hot. I don't want to be sexist. Hot dwarfs.
That's fair. That's
Small waves.
Oh, ankle slappers are small.
Slaps your ankles. Yeah.
A kook is someone who stands goofy on the board, Jim said.
It's kind of like a beginner who's not cool.
Yeah, dick dragger.
See, it's very hard to get. It's hard to get into that community. I would find it too fucking hard to get into.
The barrier to entries, it's
pretty severe.
Yeah, you can't be uncool. You can't be a beginner, but you have to start young.
You have to start somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's go to Waikiki and start
later.
Yeah.
The only thing old men can do like me is that stand-up paddleboarding.
That's fun though.
It is fun.
Yeah.
But they don't like stand-up paddleboarders.
I'm not going out there. I'm not going to the wavy places.
That would be
I'm on a nice lake paddleboarding. I lake paddleboard.
Yeah, Marina Del Rey.
If you show up fucking in my paddle bearing area, I'll be like, "What you doing, bro?" This is for paddleboarders. You kook.
Hang loose. Jim said, "Let your freak flag fly." Not wearing underwear. What's that?
Hanging loose.
Yeah.
The shaka.
Yeah, the shaka. You can do it. Yeah. Hang 11 is for the dick draggers, Jim said.
I don't know what is hang 11.
The thing it said is when you hang 10 but you're naked.
Oh yeah, you drop dong. Yeah. Yeah.
If a tracker was following me, I wouldn't dick drag. I was just picturing footsteps in the sand with like a snake in the middle, going like that.
Do people surf
Mine would
naked,
just
though?
mine would be like, obviously he just fell over here because there's like a whole tin of Ovaltine circle.
But I don't think people surf naked. Not in California.
Maybe they
It's too
drop
cold,
trow
right?
when they hang 10. They drop trow.
It'd still be too cold in California. You got to wear a wetsuit. Did you wear a wetsuit or anything?
Although you could, in San Diego, there's Black's Beach. It's a nude beach, so you could in like August.
Okay. Getting barreled inside the wave and then you come out.
Yep.
Seems fun.
Isn't the ocean temperature pretty much always the same temperature? And it's just that
In California?
like across for the most part.
No.
And then in the winter,
In Florida,
it feels colder.
Right now in Florida, it's probably about 88, 89 degrees, the ocean.
Oh, I don't know.
Is it really?
Good.
100%.
Wow.
I worked in it for 15 years, I can tell you that. And here it's not, as you know.
It's colder here.
Yeah.
But
It's
in
all current,
Hawaii,
it's
it's
all currents.
always warm. Waikiki's always warm.
It's warm, but it's chillier than it would be in,
I'm going
in the Caribbean islands.
because I'm going to Fiji in their
Caribbean's so
winter,
warm.
but it's still going to be 27 degrees Celsius, so it's still going to be like 74.
Yeah, it's all about currents and like where the water's coming from before it gets there. So in Florida, it's coming up where it's already been heated, and here it's coming down where it's being warmed up, but it's still chilled.
So is it going to be cold in Hawaii, in Fiji?
I don't know. I don't know what the currents are like there. What do you think I am, a fucking
Marine biologist?
Yeah, you seem to know more than me.
Yeah, I'm just fucking making shit up. No one's
I
fucking.
mean, he knows how to pronounce Fiji too. So
I'm saying Fiji.
Fiji.
Fiji. I honestly can't hear the difference. I'm not doing a bit here.
Fiji.
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 Don't put
Fiji.
as much of like an emphasis on the G.
No,
Fiji.
I'm doing it. There's no G in it.
No, I'm the J-I-G.
It looks like it might be. It's not going to be chilly, but it's the water currents are coming up from like the Arctic, the Antarctic
good,
down
from the
there,
Arctic.
and then it's
warm there, right?
You're thousands of miles away from there, so it will warm up. But then it curls back. It looks like it might be right in like a cross current where it might be pretty warm.
Just Google me what the water temperature is going to be in Fiji in August, Jack. Fucking hell, we could have got this done in seconds.
I got it. There you go. I got it.
He's going, the current comes from the Arctic.
70s, high 70s.
28 Celsius. Yeah.
All right, high 70s, the water temperature.
Yeah.
And so
You're the reverse down there. It's
they
winter.
reckon
Yeah,
that
of
you're meant
course.
to swim comfortably is 81 degrees is where your body's like comfortable naked swimming. That's where the Red Cross say that's a good temperature. You're not going to get hypothermia. You're not going to whatever.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, last term was stoked. Jim said over the moon.
Yeah.
Over the moon, man.
No wrong answers for stoked.
No.
Did they say stoked in Australia?
You're stoked, mate.
Yeah.
I've never heard you say
Stoked.
that. I didn't even
Stoked, bro.
Not even an Australian accent.
In New Zealand, it's all the same thing. Right, we say bro.
All right.
As well. We get
This is a part of the show called Dinner Party Facts. We ask our guests to give us some facts or a story, something obscure, interesting about this subject. You got something for us?
Yeah. So the wetsuit was designed by a physicist for the Navy, for like frogmen, for like Navy SEALs, and it was designed by a physicist in Berkeley. I forget what's his name. I had his name. And basically his idea was that water, so like with the material, like water in between your skin and the material, if it's trapped there, your body heat will warm it up, and then you can stay warm.
Yeah.
So that's his name is Hugh Bradner. He designed it, I think in the 50s.
Yeah.
So before that, people were just cold.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And then
But before wetsuits, I always see those deep sea divers with that old helmet that looks like the helmet that you might find at the bottom of a fish tank.
that's a dry suit. So
The
you
lead
wouldn't-
based.
And you would get air. The dry suits, they still exist. You have air that gets in there. You need more stuff to weight yourself down. So something like surfing, you would never wear a dry suit because it would be bulky and in the way and shit like that.
And
That's
do you sweat a ton in dry suits?
I've never worn a dry suit because I've only worn wetsuits.
Regular
and I was
suits,
all
he's a
Florida,
nightmare.
so it was like either wetsuits.
Yeah.
It would get cold, but not cold enough for a dry suit. So.
Right.
But what's that? There's heaters in them. I don't even know what the fuck I just said. The fuck?
Move on.
Yeah, with you and your fungal infection, your wetsuit. All right. Thanks, Chad Kroeger, for being here. Go to chadandjt.com for tour dates. See where they're going to be. Go check them out. They're really funny. And then on Instagram, @ChadGoesDeep. Their podcast is Going Deep with Chad and JT. And also check out their Netflix show. It's really funny. Was it like 6 episodes? Or
6
something?
episodes,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's very funny, hilarious stuff.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, man. Hey,
Good to see you.
if you're ever at a party, someone comes up to you and goes, the movie Point Break was about billiards. You know, I don't know about that. And walk away. Good night, Australia.